Oh, I've been good, man. Taking care of the family.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might come back. We'll see.
You been offered anything?
Let me see. Offer anything like what?
Like a fight.
I mean, I get offered stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Fights, shoes, I don't know. We'll see.
Charlo, and then I'll have Errol Spence.
So Errol Spence at 154, maybe 12 months from now.
Yeah, if he wants to come to the big boy division, then yeah.
It's time for him to let boxing go. That's my opinion. I don't want to see him get in the ring and at a higher weight, and it's been so long, and the ring rust and the accident, the injuries. I think he should stay on his ranch, enjoy what he has.
Errol Spence Jr. speaks out ahead of his return fight against Tim Tszyu, showing sharp focus, intense training, and determination for a powerful comeback in 2026.
We working, man. We working. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't wake me up for my brother.
Nah, bro. Nah. Hey, going on vacation, not bringing your running.
Errol Spence Jr. revealed that after his tough loss to Terrence Crawford, many tried to discourage him from ever returning to the ring, but he refused to let doubt define his career.
And so it was for me to help him realize that. That was pretty crazy. For him to come back in the gym and me to be holding mitts and be looking at him, you know, you can't believe it. I think it's like the biggest comeback in professional sports. If you don't believe in yourself, why should I? And he believes in himself one thing.
Tim Tszyu admits this fight has woken him up. Unlike any of his past bouts, he says he'll be a different animal when he faces Errol Spence Jr.
On social media said, if I come back, I'll be the shell of myself. You know, if he comes back, you know, but he probably not gonna come back. He's damaged. I just, you know, use it all as fuel. Some people can use it all and be not motivated and be like, and let that knock them down. I use it as fuel.
Paulie Molinorgi believes Tim Tszyu also needs his own kind of comeback, calling this matchup a sellable, marketable fight that resonates with both fighters' narratives.
And Spence, that makes you feel that, hey, you know what, I think I can take this guy.
It's a fight that wakes me up, you know? Wakes me up. You know those fights that you'd be like, a challenge? Like the Tony Harrison fight for me was like all right, I've got to wake up. This is the fight. And it brings something different in your brain, in your body. You learn more about yourself. You just become a different person, a different animal. And that's another fight that will bring a different animal in.
Andre Rosie believes Errol Spence shouldn't return, citing his injuries, accidents, and career toll. Risk outweighs reward despite Spence's recovery.
Errol hasn't been busy. He's sort of needs a comeback fight himself. Tim needs a little bit of a comeback himself. He just had a small win over Velasquez. He's going to keep trying to work his way back in. So you look at the fight on paper and you think, this is a sellable, marketable fight. And, you know, between two guys who need to work their way back in. And, you know, the winner is two big names, so the winner obviously creates a real drawing power to himself again and works their way probably into.
I don't want to see Spence back in the ring. I think he went through so much with everything, the accidents and everything. It's time for him to let boxing go. That's my opinion. I don't want to see him get in the ring and at a higher weight, and it has been so long, and in the ring rust and the accident, the injuries. I think he should stay on his ranch, enjoy what he has gotten, being a cowboy cattleman, and call it a day. I don't want to see Spence back in the ring, Rosie has said, stressing that the former champion should enjoy life away from boxing, perhaps on his ranch rather than chasing another run at 154 pounds. He worries about ring rust, the dangers of fighting at a higher weight, and the possibility of further harm. Still, Rosie acknowledges the difficulty of walking away. For a fighter of Spence's stature, the desire to get back and prove there's something left in the tank is powerful. Yet, Rosie's plea is clear. If Spence fights again, let it be one farewell bout, not a full relaunch of his career.
Posted on like social media, he looks like he's in like terrific shape. Looks like he took those last 2.5 years to really just get it, like his body right, maybe his mind right, whatever. Do you think we can see another run from Spence at 54?
Honestly, this is only my opinion, nephew. You know how I am. I don't want to see Spence back in the ring. I think he went through so much with everything, the accidents and everything. It's time for him to let boxing go. That's my opinion. I don't want to see him get in the ring and at a higher weight, and it's been so long, and the ring rust and the accident, the injuries. I think he should stay on his ranch, enjoy what he has gotten, be a cowboy cattleman, and call it.
Kell Brook shared his honest view on the upcoming clash between Errol Spence Jr. and Tim Tszyu, describing it as an exciting and unpredictable matchup. Brook highlighted that both fighters bring contrasting strengths, which makes the contest highly competitive. He believes Spence still has the skill, ring intelligence, and experience to perform at a high level despite his long break from the sport. At the same time, Tszyu's relentless pressure and hunger could create serious problems. According to Brook, their styles should blend well, producing action-packed rounds that keep audiences engaged. For him, it's truly a fight worth watching.
I mean, I assume it's got to be difficult for a guy of his stature and, you know, going out the way he did. I'm pretty sure he wants to get that get back and kind of show at least, you know, I do have a little bit left in the tank.
Well, it could be, but I'm just saying from the perspective of an individual, an athlete that has gone through so many trials and tribulations, I think at this point in time, it's not going to help him. If he wants to get a win and then call it a day, I could co-sign to that. But for him to think he's going to relaunch his career, especially at 54, I think that's not a good idea.
Holly Marlin AI shared a balanced and cautious take on potential fight between Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence Jr. He explained that Tim is a PBC fighter in the United States and that many of these matchups happen within the same promotional circle. So, the fight makes business sense at this stage of their careers. However, Paoli admitted there are still many unknowns. Spence has been inactive for a long time, and it almost feels like he has not fought in years. Because of that, no one truly knows what he has left mentally or physically.
Something before I let you go. A man that you have obviously fought, there was reports last night that apparently he'll be returning in the summer, Errol Spence Jr. versus Tim Tszyu. I mean, what do you make of that return? Obviously 3 years at the ring for himself. Just what do you make of his return?
You know, I'm excited as well. You know, I wish that I would have fought, you know, him back in the day, you know. But, you know, it's exciting. I met Tim Tszyu when I was in Australia, and it'll be interesting to see them two meet and lock on. So, you know, I'll be watching that, and I'll be excited to see, you know, the winners. You know, you never know. You know,
Melanagi also pointed out that Tszyu has his own question marks, though he has at least stayed active and recently secured a win. He added that inactivity makes it hard to judge a fighter's condition, training, and mindset. He mentioned past criticism of Tim's former team for risky decisions. Ultimately, Paoli said matching him straight with Spence carries uncertainty because neither man is fully predictable right now.
2 and 2 makes 4, right? Use your common sense. That Tim is a PBC guy in the States. These guys are PBC guys. You look for the correct possible matchup at this stage in their careers. You know, it starts to make sense, you know? So, you know,
How do you see it?
How do I see it? I don't know. I mean, Spence hasn't fought in decades, feels like, you know, even Charlo. So I don't know. How do you know what's left out of those guys mentally, physically? You don't know, you know? Obviously with Tim, there's a lot of question marks. He's just come back with a win, but at least Tim is trying to stay busy and active. With those guys, it's hard to say. You haven't seen them. You don't know how their training's going, if their training is even going, and how they are mentally and physically at this point in their life and their careers.
Tim's team copped a lot of criticism, his old team, should I say, about walking him into people like Fundora on short notice or Murtazalayev unknown or taking a rehydration clause on the IBF and things like that.
Analysts noted that Errol Spence Jr. appears to be back in the gym, quietly preparing for a serious return. Instead of waiting for official announcements, the footage speaks for itself. A short clip shared by Iran Junkyard Dog Peterson in Philadelphia shows Spence relaxed but focused inside the gym. The two talk casually while the camera rolls. Spence has one glove wrapped and looks lean, sharp, and conditioned. His arms show definition with a light sheen of sweat suggesting he just finished a workout. The moment feels authentic, reassuring observers that training has begun and consistency is building.